facts are glaring.
It's point blank.
It's better to have little that there's blessings of God that you have much more that there's no blessings of God.
But people need to see, know, and hear.
When you return that money, you get the money.
Whatever is not yours, even if you kill yourself, it will not come. That's my opinion.
So do share the facts on Hard Fact.
Hard fact.
Hard Fact. 3 to 6 p.m. Live on 95.1 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.
The Big Three. There's always something big happening in Nigeria. Something that gets people talking at home, in their offices, on the road, in the markets. On the Big Three, we don't just bring you the headlines, we go beyond them. Every weekday, Monday to Thursday, join us as we critically review the three biggest stories driving conversations across Nigeria. From politics to policy, economy to everyday life. If Nigeria is talking about it, you'll find it on the Big Three. The Big Three, more than the headlines. It's where the conversation lives. Only on Nigeria Info 95.1 FM. The Big Three.
This is Hard Facts.
Hard Facts.
Hard Facts.
On 95.1 Nigeria Info.
All right, a very good afternoon to you, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for staying with us on 95.1 Nigeria Info, your passionate, trustworthy conversational station right here in the nation's capital, and of course, broadcasting to the rest of the nation and the rest of the world. Welcome to Hard Fact, and good to have you join me on the show. I'm also not alone. I've got Somi, SOMI for short. I was about all those I came better one.
I wouldn't do that if I were you.
I'm not like I intend to try, but I wanted to try.
You uttered something just now, just might be a complete insult. So let's keep it PG. Well done.
Hands in the air. How are you doing today?
I'm good. I'm
awesome. All right, good to have you join us, and we. Of course, my name is Gabriel Spector, the Call Me Radio's finest, and it is great to be back. Oh, happy new month to you, by the way, even though it's the second day of April. And, happy holidays ahead. Is it official already?
To whom it may concern.
To whom it may concern. I envy you. I'm jealous of you. And if you're going to work on Friday and on Monday next week, just like myself, I say, aluta continua. All right, welcome to the show. It's the Big Three segment. We get started right away. And, of course, the ADC is in the news this afternoon. We'll start with politics on the show this afternoon. The ADC is in the news. And, all right, let me just fill you in case you've missed it. Well, it's not pretty much... It's not exactly a news story. I think it broke in the last 24 hours, and there's been quite a number of comments here and there. But the angle that we're looking at it from on the Big Three this afternoon is the comments of the APC. APC backs INEC, says ADC was hijacked by Mark-led leadership. APC backs INEC, says ADC was hijacked by Mark-led leadership. And, one would think that shouldn't people just leave other parties alone to do to do their thing? Whatever struggles or internal conflict they're having. I mean, as it is, the APC is in a very strong position. So why still make comments about other political parties?
But Their name was mentioned as to the reason why INEC is taking the position it's taking. That's why I believe Felix Morka was basically defending the party to say, no, you can't say that we had a hand in what ADC is going through. He says, Mark did what he did.
All right.
APC did not.
Okay.
So leave us out of it is basically, I think, where he was going with that.
Okay. All right. So let's look at details of this particular headline. Well, I'll give you two different angles to it. First and foremost, the ADC has rejected INEC's withdrawal of recognition, alleges plan to destabilize party. So the African Democratic Congress has accused the federal government of pressuring INEC. Now, they accuse the federal government, not the APC, the federal government, of pressuring INEC chairperson, Professor Joash Amopiton, to interfere in the party's leadership crisis that culminated in the commission withdrawing its recognition for the party pending a court ruling on the leadership crisis. In a statement posted on X by its spokesperson, Bola Abdullahi, ADC said the APC-led federal government is attempting to destabilize the opposition party following Rabiu Kwankwaso's defection from the NNPP to the ADC. So Mr. Abdullahi said the defection of Mr. Kwankwaso, a former governor of Kano State, has sent jitters to the APC-led federal government. Kwankwaso, who came fourth in the 2023 presidential election behind Peter Obi, won by President Bola Tinubu, defected to the ADC on the 30th of March. The ADC is one of the largest opposition parties, according to this report here, and has some prominent politicians as its members. They include Atiku Abubakar, Peter Obi, Kwankwaso, who came second, third, and fourth places respectively in the last presidential election. The opposition party also rejected INEC's withdrawal of recognition for its leadership. The ADC also claimed that Nafiu Bala, who is challenging David Mark's leadership of the party in court, had already resigned from the party since May 18th, 2025. Abdullahi posted a letter said to be of Mr. Bala's resignation on his handle, X-handle, but Premium Times couldn't immediately verify the authenticity of the letter. Abdullahi said the party accused the ruling party. It says the ADC is accusing the APC of plans to destabilize the party following Kwankwaso's defection to the ADC. All right, so those are the comments of ADC, which you already, foreshadowed. But when you said that this is the reason why the APC are exactly making comments. But let's look at what the APC exactly is saying here. So the APC has backed the de-recognition of the factional leadership of the ADC by INEC, saying that David Mark-led executive hijacked the party. Now, INEC said it would no longer accept correspondence from either faction of the ADC led by Mark or Nafiu Balagombe following its review of the March 12 judgment of the Court of Appeal. In a statement, Mohammed Kudu Haruna, INEC Commissioner of Information and Voter Education, said the commission would also refrain from engaging with both groups on monitoring their meetings, congresses, and conventions pending the determination of the case before the Federal High Court. In furtherance of its resolution, INEC removed the names of the Mark-led ADC executives from its portal, saying the move was pursuant to the appeal court verdict, which ordered that the status quo be maintained until the matter is decided by the trial court. The decision sparked outrage on social media, with the Mark-led ADC swiftly rejecting INEC's interpretation of the appellate court judgment on the party's leadership dispute. So that's what that's where we are with the ADC. Now, why this is very important, in case you're asking, okay, so what now, is because, quite like the other report said, quite a number of prominent names who many Nigerians might be hoping to see on ballots for, I don't know if I should say for, because all of them cannot, get a ticket for one party. So, and these are all very ambitious politicians, talking about Peter Obi, Atiku Abubakar, and Rabiu Kwankwaso himself. Yes. All of them were presidential candidates in the last election. And they are all on the faction, on the ADC as of now. I'm sorry I'm chuckling, but it's just really hilarious what we get to see in the politics in Nigeria. A lot of people have also questioned the judicial, process in Nigeria as far as political parties are concerned, and all of that. So, what do you think about this?
I think that is what should be, honestly, the major subject of, or rather, focus on the conversation in the role that sweet Jesus, that the judiciary is
it
playing.
Happens to the best of us, don't worry.
The role that the judiciary is playing in this. So first of all, let's look at what INEC is using as its basis to de-recognize. First of all, I think that the de-recognition might be a step too far. The Court of Appeal maintained that the warring factors, directed that the warring factors maintain status quo, right? Pending the determination of a substantive suit currently before the Federal High Court in Abuja. So you now look at the role that the court in their process of adjudicating this case is going to play. Although it's been said that they're going to accelerate the hearing, is it going to be accelerated enough to meet up with the relevant timelines? According to the INEC calendar, party primaries are supposed to happen between is it April? I need to look that up
That's
again.
the convention for the ADC.
Party primaries.
Okay,
I'm talking
primaries.
about what the INEC calendar says.
Okay.
Yeah,
All
so it does seem to me that there might be some time, again, if the court will accelerate the hearing as they've said, so that it meets up with the INEC timetable. Right. It looks to me like there might be some time for the substantive suit to be determined. And so INEC rushing to delist or de-recognize them, I think is a little too hasty. If you're maintaining status quo, well, actually, when you look at it, if you're maintaining status quo, we'll now ask the question, what is the status quo? Is the status quo showing Nafiu Bala as the what they call it now, the vice chairperson, because he was vice chairperson before David Mark and his contingent came in. And so Nafiu Bala's argument... Yes, and so Nafiu Bala's argument is that based on the party's constitution, he was next in line for taking over the reins of leadership from Nwosu. Records do show that Nwosu resigned. One would have thought that Nwosu and his entire NWC will have resigned, which will probably mean that Nafiu Bala will have resigned as well, which will give credence to what...
but he's saying that
what they're saying that he had resigned.
Nwosu resigned, but he didn't.
Okay, fine. So we will now need to determine whose word we are taking. Nafiu says he didn't resign, and so status quo would mean that Nafiu Bala is the one that was recognized by INEC.
While many people will be quick to mention and jump at the APC or the federal government as the ADC did, maybe questions should be asked to the ADC. Did they actually do due diligence?
What is the due diligence?
Yeah, this is the due diligence.
No. What is he saying? Mark is saying that he has a letter
even though Abdullah,
from Nafiu Bala, right?
It was Abdullah that said that.
Okay, Abdullah says he has a letter from Nafiu Bala, meaning that he has a letter that shows that he resigned. If he resigned, then the next line of action is that there will have been a new NWC constituted, and Mark and his contingent are currently standing as the leaders of the party. So is it that they did not check and see that he resigned or not? Because they're saying they have a letter. So their due diligence, from what we're seeing, was done.
If Nafiu Bala resigned, then who then went to court?
No. So Nafiu says he did not resign, but they have a letter. Until we see the letter, you cannot say Mark and his contingent did not do due diligence. They are using the resignation letter that they have from Nafiu Bala, except want to say that it was forged.
Okay, I think we're saying the same thing for me. I'm just looking at different sides here, because now the Court of Appeal has... Okay, let's go for this commercial break.
More talk, more right after this.
My My friend, where take style look that your ceiling con raising am. If you no like am, then no be we make am. For Eminent Limited, our ceiling they last and it define scatter. Our calci seal or calci craft ceiling products. Your mind go kulele. Want to say if it use our products for your house, office or religious buildings. Our calci seal and calci craft ceiling products, where they for plain and pattern, they last well. If they block heat plus noise from to the entire house. Our products no they catch fire. Cha-cha or you carry your phone, bringing a number for Eminent on 0700-3839-644 or waka enter any of our distributor shop where they close to you or download the Eminent app on Google Play Store or iOS. Our office in call number 7 Old Abakaliki Road, Enugu. Eminent Limited, we tender for anywhere people they build. We be Edex Company.
Welcome back to your number one talk news and sports station. This is Nigeria Info.
This is Hard Facts.
Hard Facts.
Hard Facts.
On 95.1 Nigeria Info.
Sorry about that. All right, welcome back. And Somi and I are just going to right about now. We're just going to step out of the way. All right. What do you think about this particular issue? Do you think that the court of INEC was well within its rights to de-recognize the MAC-led leadership of the ADC, of course, which has a lot of effect if you look at it, because that is the leadership or the faction that authenticates everything that they want to do as a coalition. If you look at it, all of the activities, that's what gives authenticity to the likes of Atiku, to the likes of Peter Obi, Konkoso, everything they want to do with the ADC. That's the faction that is championing all of that. So it means that everything comes to a ground halt for now. Who do you think? Do you think INEC was right, or the ADC did not do that due diligence? Or the APC actually has a hand in this? We'd like to hear from you. 0700 951 0000, 0809 597 4869, and WhatsApp is 0809 993 0137. Hello, good afternoon.
Hello, good afternoon.
Yes, good afternoon. Welcome. Comrade Tony.
Yes, how are you?
Very well, thank you.
Lady Somi, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir. Welcome.
Yes. My take on this APC issue and the INEC. The truth of the matter is that the electoral law clearly states that internal affairs of any political party, neither the court nor INEC has any local standard to interfere. And from my own finding, because I'm very, very close to some of the big wigs in APC as it were, as of today, the truth of the matter is that before Mark and his people moved into ADC, Rafu and this same Gombe were all approached. And Wosu and Gombe actually agreed. Wosu now tendered his letter of resignation, which actually the records are there. Even this same Gombe now resigned 2 months after. The letter are there. So now, you know that there's a popular African saying which says, the witch fly in the night and the baby died in the morning. This same witch has infested Labour Party, caused problem in Labour Party just because of one man, Peter Obi. And they were now using Julius Abure. You could agree with me that the moment Peter Obi left Labour Party, I think there is peace now in that party.
Not necessarily.
INEC now suddenly recognized. INEC now suddenly recognized this woman, Nenadi because Peter Obi is no more in Labour. Now, the same thing, the same witch also flew over PDP to destabilize that party. And at the end of the day, where is PDP today now? PDP is as good as being dead and buried by that same witch. Now, that same witch is still flying now, trying to hover around ADC, because they know that all Nigerian people are presently with ADC, to flush them out.
All right, Comrade Tony.
I bet you. Look, I bet you. Lastly, I bet you. Nigerians should mark my word today, because God normally reveals some certain things to me based on my age and experiences in life. Yes. Look, before 9 p.m. On February 20th next year, Nigeria is going to breathe a fresh air of relief with a new president-elect.
All right.
Coming from the ADC side.
All right. Thank you so much, Comrade Tony. I pray I don't have nightmares with witches in them in this night.
I mean, we're barely done. We're barely done with one prophet. Now we have another one.
Hello, good afternoon. Welcome to the show.
Good afternoon to you guys on the studio.
Welcome.
Welcome. What's your name, sir?
My name is Tyra.
Madam Tyra. Happy New Year.
That's what happens when you've been away for a long time.
For too long.
Welcome.
I don't let me call in. Like that happened to me, so I had to.
Oh dear.
I don't know what happened. That is it. Not be today's story with that.
Okay.
This one is that honestly, I couldn't help hearing what Tony was saying. And this is just a matter that I want to talk about. That it's like I get to know a little of it. Believe me, honestly, it's from my heart of hearts. What is going on there is the hand of Esau and Jacob. I don't know how to put it, but that's just what is going on there. Look at it like Tony rightly said. They went to Labour when they saw that Obi went there. Because there's only one man that they are afraid of. Whether we like it or not is the truth. He went to Labour. They followed him to Labour. They used Julius Abure, Abampa, all of them, every one of them woke up. The moment he left, INEC woke up too. The courts woke up. The court judgment that they refused to agree to, they eventually agreed to it when Obi left. And now I know that ADC is not going to have it easy. Because the only thing in this country, as I'm saying it right now, is hard way to really go. They will not allow them to stabilize. I'm telling you honestly, because Nigerians will love money. Money is the root of all evil, money. So when they give you that huge sum of billions to cause chaos, you definitely will do it. That is what is happening. Where was the guy all this while? Where was he? Just like Abure, they are using him. But it's not going to stop that today, because honestly, the tears, the blood, the suffering, and the humiliations that Nigerians are going through all over this world, all over the world, believe you me, they are not going to escape into 2027. Let us just leave it like that.
All right.
Because there are so many people now who are ready to. When the time comes, you see it, Somi. I'm telling you. Even if they destabilize ADC, and at last they cannot, because that's what they wanted. That's what they want.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you so much, Madam Tyra. Let's take this call. Hello. Hello.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Welcome.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Yes,
What's your name,
can.
sir?
Thank you, Mr. Gabriel. My name is Dr. Nigerian, calling from Houston Says.
Go on, sir.
I want to ask one question. Does it mean that whatever opposition says is the right before the law, before anything? Does it mean that opposition can never tell lies? We all saw what is playing out. See, when you don't put your house in order, you have opened doors for enemy to come see. The party they hijacked. Remember, Master Gabriel, I was one of the earlier callers, and I said, the way Atiku went about with this party, there will be problem ahead. And the problem not come. How can a party chairman resign and he will claim everybody has resigned? Today, yesterday we watched everybody on TV saying their own side of the story. Gombe and his co-op were saying that they forged their signature. That they never.
Hello, sir.
Hello, Dr. Lajid, are you there?
I'm here. I'm here.
Okay.
So finally, the ADC have time. Let them put their house in order. They won't have their name in the ballot. And everyone will never fall. AP in Sanfana, God not defeat them. God not devise them.
Dr. Lajide, if you're still listening to the show, we had to end that. I think you had
Your
a lot
network
to
is
say.
not great.
Yes, but it was like we were beginning to waste ourselves time. So if you can send a voice note, I would really appreciate. I'm really interested in what you say. I think Somi is too. What you had going on there. Let's take a few messages and we'll go to the next story. This is Adi Barry Awudu. He says, do you think with all the political gurus in the ADC now, they didn't do their due diligence before settling for ADC? INEC and Tinubu government shouldn't set our democracy ablaze. Let Nigeria decide who they want. If you are popular, why are you afraid of opposition? That's what Dr. Adi Barry is saying. Joe in Maraba says, I don't understand the line of question Gabriel Spector is asking. If you don't understand this matter, please go through this ADC issue again. The record shows that Nafiu Bala resigned his position. What is happening now is seriously laughable. Gabriel, do you think that David Mark and co would not do due diligence before taking over the leadership of the ADC? Joe in Maraba. All right, so, I mean, it's okay to say that you don't understand what I'm saying because I promise you, I do not belong to any of these political parties. The way you saw the breaking news is the way I saw it, is the way Somi saw it. And we're all trying to make sense of what is happening here. One crucial thing that we all have in common, or a common denominator, is the fact that we all want a vibrant democracy in Nigeria. All right? So I think we're all agreed on that. However, this is quite a scene. And every side here has got, if I can put it, Somi, I think every side here has got some finger in this. Because if you look at it, whatever it is that the ADC, now it is in contention right now. All right? I didn't resign. I resigned. There's a case in court that the leadership was taken over by some people who were disgruntled in the APC and the PDP into the party. So whatever, I'm not in the ADC, whatever it is that they did apparently was shaky or was not sturdy enough that led to this. Apparently, I mean, I'm just stating what the fact is. The fact of the matter is that the court ruled. INEC has acted on the ruling. So whatever it is they did, it means it was shaky. That's number one. But again, you look at INEC, you wonder, are they sensitive to the timing? Because now the portal has been shut down. The preparation, you were talking about INEC's timetable in the next coming, weeks, or months or so thereabouts. So it's this poor timing. Some people are saying that this could have been done at a better time, earlier. Didn't they know that this faction of David Mark is not legitimate? Why is it coming at this time? These are some of the questions. So, Joe, it's okay not to understand me. I think we are all asking questions here. We're all trying to make sense of whatever is happening before us, because this is quite interesting.
So again, I'm still on that, that stairway to the speed at which INEC de-recognized. I believe even if they were going to maintain status quo, perhaps it may not necessarily have led to a de-recognition and all of that. But again, that's why I was trying to get to the clarity of what status quo.
What do you think they should have done?
That's what I'm saying. I'm trying to get to the let's all get to the point of understanding clarity of what this status quo is, because there have been a number of other reports coming out. I think at some point, one particular daily carried it that before INEC made this move, a group of lawyers banded together and went to INEC and tried to get them to interprets, one of these their legal terms, and that is why this has come up now that it has come up. So there is definitely a lot going on under the surface. But I still think that, okay, let's understand what status quo really is as far as the party is concerned. Would that mean if you're de-recognizing the David Mark-led faction, does that mean we'll now bring back the Raphael Nwosu-led one? Or is status quo really and truly just saying who is supposed to be next in line? Okay. And then in that case, Nafiu Bala will now have to come and prove that, as one of the listeners said, that he was saying his signature was forged, then he would have to show proof that his signature was indeed forged, so that we'll know that status quo means that the party is not without leadership. Because there is that danger that, the interpretation of status quo might mean the ADC is basically a headless chicken. And if you look at and I say that without meaning offense, what I'm going at with that is that according to law, if there is no leadership of the party, apparently INEC only recognizes the party chairmanship, the national chairman and the secretary. So even if Nafiu Bala, before all of this hula baloo,
because
I left
technically
or did not
resigned.
leave. If Nafiu Bala, before all this question of I left or I did not leave, was national vice chairman of the party, there would now have to be a ceremony to recognize him as chairman, so that INEC will now have representatives which they will speak with. So that's why that's why I'm here. Let's even make sense of what this status quo
technically the ADC
the court has asked them to maintain is. Let's understand that first, so that we'll now know that, okay, maybe ADC has hope. And then if there is some form of recognition in terms of chairmanship and secretary, then those people should be recognized by INEC as the leadership.
I think
de-recognizing them means that there is no representation for ADC at all on the ballot, and that's why I said I was worried about that.
That you have essentially answered the question. If there is a question there, it technically means that the ADC is in a limbo. That's what it means. Like, you're just hanging in there. And I'm just really wondering right now, for those who perhaps you're pro ADC, I don't know, or you are looking out for them, what would you say should be the next step to take? This has happened. What would be the immediate next steps to take? Is it go to the Supreme Court, get a stay of execution order? Is it immediately look for some interim governing body to call a truce between these two factions? What would you determine? What would you say should be the next step? Unfortunately, we have to move on to the next story. But the conversation will continue, right? But let's get to this next one, of which the INEC is still very much in the news. And you'll be seeing a lot of INEC in the news, I think, in the next coming days and weeks, as far as the elections are concerned. So now, this is something that has been going on for the past 48 hours, about revalidation of PVCs. So the INEC is set to embark on a nationwide voter revalidation exercise ahead of the 2027 general elections. The directive is contained in an internal memo dated March 2, signed by Secretary to the Commission, Dr. Rose Orianro Anthony. But today is what? March 2. All right. So earlier today.
April. My brother, you're a month behind.
I beg your pardon. I'm sorry.
Welcome back to us.
Thank you. But it's still quite a relevant issue and addressed to all resident electoral commissioners. According to the document, the decision to conduct the exercise stems from the need for a credible voter register, a topic extensively discussed during the Commission's strategic retreat held in Lagos earlier in the year. The memo indicated that the revalidation exercise will follow a hybrid model, allowing citizens to participate both online and at designated physical centers. It said that the physical center would be established at the local government levels or local government areas, registrations areas, and polling units across the country. To facilitate the process, the memo stated that the Commission would employ or deploy INEC voter enrollment devices, IVEDs, with 2 IVEDs stationed at each local government level, while 1 device will be assigned to each registration area and polling unit. The exercise will be manned by a combination of INEC staff members and members of the National Youth Service Corps, with 2 personnel assigned to each enrollment device. The memo included a detailed timeline for the exercise, which is already underway in its preparatory stages, including voter education and publicity, currently ongoing, having commenced on March 1st and scheduled to roll till June 5th. The first phase of the physical revalidation at the local government area level is slated to begin on April 13 and end on May 2. The field work is also scheduled to move to registration areas from May 5 to May 11 and to polling units from May 13 to May 19. I think I'm giving too many figures. Let me take that again. The field work is also scheduled to move to registration areas from May 5 to May 11 and to polling units from May 13 to May 19. So look out for those dates, all right? According to the schedule of activities, the printing of permanent voter cards, PVCs, for newly registered voters will hold between June 4 and July 3. That is 1 month, all right? While PVC collection at the registration area level is scheduled to for November 18 to November 24. I know there's a part you are itching to hear. Now, the timeline also shows that there will be generation of PDF register for revalidated voters for 14 days, starting from June 15, printing of display register for 14 days between July 7 and July 20. And while the register will be displayed at registration area level from August 18 to August 24. Why do I feel like I'm shouting at a wall?
I don't understand what your feeling is. Why are you feeling that way?
I feel like I've lost many people right now.
No, I very much doubt that.
Okay, all right.
And to be honest, if you're planning on switching off or not planning on contributing, or this particular piece of information or this headline doesn't interest you, I urge you to think again.
All right. Okay. I mean, you should give me kudos for being self-aware. I just wanted to check that people are following.
That's if your antenna is not off. But understanding what this revalidation is, can you provide a little more clarity as to what this revalidation exercise is? I heard you say something about online.
Yes.
That part, maybe we can take it again, so that we understand if what they're saying is what we're aware of, or if this is like a new introduction and all of that.
Okay, so what this is saying essentially, to take away all of the speculation and make it confirmed news, is that INEC has officially announced a massive nationwide voter revalidation and cleanup exercise. The move, spearheaded by the INEC chairman, aims to address long-standing concerns regarding the integrity of the National Voters Register. All right, the exercise is not just a routine update, but a sanitation, according to INEC, of the database. And INEC has identified several critical issues it intends to fix. Number one, removing ghost voters by deleting the names of deceased persons from the register. That's why they're asking that you come and revalidate your voter's card. All right, so they can update the list, those who they are on the database, but they've passed on, and that is just pretty much life, right? Eliminating duplicates, using advanced biometric filters to spot individuals who registered multiple times. Tackling underage registration, identifying and removing minors who were illegally added to the register in previous cycles, and non-citizen cleanup.
Okay, so let's start with the first one, which is removing ghost voters. I would have thought that the INEC, with their access, or rather would have access to a national database for deaths registered, for example, and then use that one to then determine who is a ghost voter.
Before you go on,
okay,
I think it's important to add this piece of information.
Okay.
The deadline is August 30.
For what? For the revalidation?
Yes, process. 2026.
For the revalidation?
Yes.
So that means that continuous voter registration, which ends 17th of April, will be done, and then revalidation will... When is it starting?
So phase one is already completed, August to December 2025. Phase 2, January 5 to April 17 to 26, which is ongoing at the moment. Final deadline is August 30, 2026. Is all of the dates I was reading earlier, but...
So here's why I say it's a bit unclear. There is the continuous voter registration, and then there's the revalidation exercise, which they're talking about now.
Yeah.
Continuous voter registration officially ends on the 17th of April.
Right.
So does that mean that once CVR is done, revalidation, which is starting, according to the news report, has a start date, is what will take the process of CVR all the way to
August 30, 2026.
Okay.
So it's essentially saying that registration, revalidation activities would end by August 30, 2026 to allow INEC enough time for data processing, printing of permanent voter cards, and the final display of the register for claims and objections.
Okay. And I think I've also gotten clarity on the online part. So the revalidation exercise is what will be happening, would have a hybrid model which would allow people to participate both online and physically at designated centers, right? So physical revalidation at the local government area level is starting April 13 and will end May 2nd. I'll come back to the report now. Revalidation is starting April 13 and will end May 2nd, right? And then...
Somi?
Yes.
Somi, I beg your pardon.
Yes.
Please, forgive me for this. I think before we begin to pick bits and pieces of this party or this policy, I think let's just churn out all the information, if you don't mind.
Okay, so it's in churning out that I'm like, okay, let's take it bit by bit and then understand it.
You might get carried away.
Okay.
All right. So what do you need to do? All right. Let's just get it out of the way. What do you need to do? Verification. You need to check your status on the INEC portal to ensure your details are accurate. Now, in some cases, voters in specific areas may be required to visit designated centers to confirm their biometric data if their previous records were flagged as incomplete or inaccurate. Now, those who have also turned 18 since the last election or missed previous windows must use the current CVR phases to get registered. I think I'm done.
I don't know where to pick it up from, so let's just go to the phone line. Perhaps with all the information we've given out, if anybody requires some clarity, then we know where we're going to pick it up from.
I like the way you just rule yourself. 0700 951 0000 0809 597 4869. WhatsApp is 0809 993 0137. Ladies and gentlemen, this is going to be the first major task of INEC under the leadership of Professor Joash Omipito. Do you think that this is a good policy? Do you think it's a good step in the right direction? Or you think, like some people, critics are already saying, this is going to cause a lot of problems? If you think it will cause problems, I think some INEC officials may be listening to the show. What problems do you see this causing? I think you should make it as substantial as possible, not just speculation. All right. Okay, let's go back to the phone lines. Let's see who's here. Hello.
Yeah, Somi Gabriel. Good afternoon.
Welcome.
Thank you. Somi, this is what I was telling you yesterday to verify for us.
Yes,
about this this thing that INEC just said.
Mm-hmm.
The validation of this voters card. You see, all these things, I don't know why are we like this? You are talking of ghost war, those that are dead and all those things. Want to remove them? See, and you look at the time you give. You want to now come and push Nigerians. So why do we call this in PVC? Is it not permanent voters card? Why will I go back again to go and validate the voters card for what? This is the PVC, permanent voters card. If I have my ATM, have they come and validate my ATM card? And bank will now call me to come and validate my when the thing we know that this bank only expire. Once it expire, you go and get another one. Like the one I'm using to pay. Another ones. So why is it not permanent voters card again? Why are they doing this? How many people will now begin to go there? You want to, or the Nigerian will go and be trooping and going to this one and go and look for where they are going to do it. The one that you open that will not open.
Chigo, we have to go. We have to take a commercial break. Thank you so much. I'll be back after this break.
And information coming up. We'll be back in a moment.
comfort of your home, on your way to work, in the midst of your daily activities. Your Let's Talk station is here to keep you informed. Only on your number one for talk, 95.1 Nigeria Info. Let's Talk.
Let's talk.
Welcome back to Hard Facts.
This is Hard Facts.
Hard Facts.
Hard Facts.
On 95.1 Nigeria Info.
Gabriel and Somi. My name is Adebayo Aode. So in this era of AI, that we have sophisticated app all around now, INEC cannot develop any software that will identify a fake passport being used to get a voter's card. They cannot use any sophisticated app, software program to detect underage, and they cannot unshake other data there through immigration, through national data, whatsoever, to know who is alive and who is indigent and who is not indigent. Now they want Nigerians to come and be queuing, wasting people's working hours in a country whereby you go there, they will even be telling you there is no network, there is no this. If the way this INEC is going is like this present INEC chairman may end up becoming so worse than even Morris, because what I'm saying now is that they are just taking like 1 million steps backward. I don't understand. They will not see people who waste their time with the way they have started now. Say people are losing confidence in this present INEC currently. If they want to give it to Tinubu, they will give it to him. Say before 2000, I beg you.
You know, before we move on to the next story, Somi, the big question is, we are already struggling with voter apathy in several elections, including the general election. The fear that many critics have now is that this could worsen voter apathy in the country.
So I don't expect that it would, or I don't expect that it should. Which is why when you were reading out the story, I said, look, Nigerians need to pay attention. And it's possible that there are some things that INEC can do better in their course of cleaning up, or rather in their aim to clean up the register. Just like I was saying, if it is the ghost voters that you want to, validate, having Nigerians come out to, participate in the exercise is not necessarily going to resolve that for you. That's why I said I expect that they will have access to a national database of deaths that have been recorded, to say, okay, compare this name with this name on our register and then clean that up. Mm-hmm. That's what I was thinking. But also you look at some of the other reasons why they are doing the validation, which is eliminating duplicates. Again, that one, while I would say that they can do that independent of the Nigerian coming out to queue, I also want to take into cognizance the fact that some of the time, the human factor in fixing these database errors and issues may play out there. So, perhaps that particular aspect we should not entirely leave to INEC to say, use technology to tidy that up, or use existing databases to tidy that up. If you see a name that has been duplicated, perhaps, and this will still fall on the doorstep of INEC, perhaps it was when this person was registering in the first place, and the fact that you didn't flag it to say, we already have this name existing in our system. So what is the defining, what sets you apart from the other person? The other caller was making reference to banks and ATM cards. There are specific identification numbers that would ensure that there are no duplicates in the system. But I will go back to the human factor when it comes to this exercise and say, maybe for this one, don't leave it specifically to INEC. So if you have to go and revalidate, so that you don't go to the poll on election day and hear that your name is not in the system because somebody removed your name because it was duplicated with another person's own. Then purging underage voters still rests solely on the feet of INEC. The fact that they got into the register in the first place is a flag for INEC to say you didn't do your job well in the first place, and so you can't clean it up without having Nigerians come and line up. But then you also have the updating biometrics matter. Perhaps this is something that INEC can do going forward,
change of address,
because some people have done updates to their information and
gotten married.
Yes, so you want to be able to go and physically meet INEC or use the hybrid option that they've given you to say, this is the reason why I'm coming to do my revalidation, and then it should be very quick, seamless process, and all of that. So for that reason, don't just throw away the baby with the bathwater. This is not the first time INEC is trying to clean up their register. In fact, if I remember correctly, back in 2011, they did away completely with the manual, or was it physical registers that they had, and they tried to clean it up. But what is different about what the Amupiton-led INEC is doing now is they're having Nigerians come out. But there are some reasons why you must come out. So don't just say, oh, I've given up on the process already, is what I'm going to say.
But Somi, I do not want to sound like a pessimist here, but this could literally discourage plenty Nigerians.
So it will depend on you as a Nigerian if you are discouraged or not. Let me tell you why I said that. Let me tell you why I said that.
Can you let me finish?
Let me tell you why I said that. I was making the point at first. Let me tell you why I said that.
Well, you stopped so that I could talk.
I have given different reasons why a revalidation exercise is done, and I have said very clearly there are some that INEC can do and there are some that we should not leave to chance. What the lesson I would take from this is, before you say, okay, I'm discouraged and I'm not going, is this. There is a human factor to what we have in our database system. I have people calling and complain about NIMSI and how on their own information has changed. So if you are really, really serious about getting change in 2027 in terms of electoral choices, perhaps you should not be quick to say, I've given up on this process. That is one. Two, going forward, you have an INEC that can say, Chigo was saying something. It is a permanent voter's card. And ideally, if you have a permanent voter's card in your hand, what that means is that you are good to go for all elections going forward. But if there are concerns, and there are legitimate concerns, if you put the banking situation side by side, with banks, ATM cards expire. Hold on.
We do not have time.
Let me finish.
We do not have time.
I'm wrapping up.
Okay.
With banks, ATM cards expire. So in a way, the bank has put in a foolproof system that will allow you go back and re-enter your details. With PVC, you don't have that. So a revalidation exercise in itself is not entirely bad. It's how it's being done, and for the reasons that it's being done that we're questioning.
I totally agree with everything you've said. Of course there is a but. I am concerned about Nigerians and the current level of confidence, which I am very sure INEC is aware of. And I'm just looking at this. Can't this be done after the general election 2027? I mean, INEC isn't running away. Nigerians are not running away. Can we make do with what we had before up until now
for
the next elections?
The concerns that they have raised
Will it be perfect? Will it be perfect? So
the concerns that they have raised. Okay, finish.
Can't let me finish. Thank you. Will it be perfect? Absolutely not. We all know that it will not be perfect. But is this right now, is it really going to encourage Nigerians? Look, I've got quite a number of messages. We've got quite a number of messages here. On WhatsApp, people already saying, I am not doing any revalidation. And if this stands, like this stands, it means that people who do not get their PVC revalidated just might not be able to participate in the election after having got a PVC. That is my concern. Is it timing? Can it wait?
Which is why I said, if any Nigerian says they're discouraged by this,
right,
it's on them. They have their reasons, but I would say put the reasons why you are putting aside or throwing away revalidation exercise. Yes, it is not perfect as it is right now, but put it side by side with what that is going to do for you and the implications of that in 2027. Like I have said, there are things that INEC can do that they are putting on the shoulders of Nigerians, and at a point where you feel like, okay, timing is a problem, we can raise these concerns and say, okay, this and this is what you should do. Improve this process so that the revalidation does not rob us of our rights. But to say no outrightly, I don't know.
All right. I don't know. I don't know if some people are saying no outrightly, but if I were
you
to
just said now that some people said they are not going to do the revalidation exercise.
Okay, yeah. Thank you for reminding me. But if I were as a journalist to sit in front of Professor Joash Amupiton, and I would really crave, if anybody's listening, I for one would crave that opportunity. One question I'm going to ask INEC, and a genuine question: does INEC genuinely think that they can wrap up this exercise before the 30th of August 2026? Is the one question. If can they genuinely say that they can wrap it up? If they can, well, maybe fine. Can they bank on Nigerians to actually be, look at what we had with the NIN, for goodness sake. The NIN, BVN, which other one again that caused chaos all over the country, linking your NIN to your phone numbers. Okay. Let's just step aside and get back to the conversation, to your comments rather. 0700 951 0000 0809 597 4869. Hello.
Hello, good afternoon.
Welcome, Mr. Dola Victor. Please go on very quickly.
My name is Mr. Dola Victor from Giselle. You see, I want to talk about the crisis in ABC.
Okay.
As a matter of fact, the Mark and others, they say to do due diligence before jumping into ABC. I could remember when they first went to the other party, the faction that is fighting now called them political hijackers. That they just want to take over the party without cooperation. The only solution now for them is to sit down at the round table with this aggrieved faction and iron straight out. Time is not on their side, considering the number of months remaining for the next election. Let them give and take. It's a matter of justice. Because I think millions of Nigerians are supporters of ABC, and they believe that ABC is a party map that is going to rescue Nigeria. Some people call it political messiah. So if they continue to fight with that faction, I don't think they'll be able to achieve anything. But as a matter of fact, they shot themselves in the leg by not doing the process. So I think they must have learned one or two lessons. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Dola Victor. I think welcome to the show. Good afternoon.
How are you?
Fine, thank you.
Somi, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, my name is Udo Dinesis. The question I want to ask is this. The exercise that is being carried out by INEC, is it the first time they will be doing this? For me, the answer is no. Every other INEC chairman has been doing the exercise. Almost every 4 years, they want to have general election. Don't see reason why this one will be a condemnation. Yes, it is true that INEC has lost trust among the majority of the citizens. But this is their constitutional right. And what INEC is doing is not the only INEC that is doing it. Even bank is doing it. If you lost your ATM card, if your ATM card expires, you don't have any other choice than to go to bank and go and do another verification to get another one. So if INEC say they want to do this exercise, it's good for them. But the only way I have seen them faulty is there's no enough communication to the citizen. No enough communication that will create the awareness for city to see it necessary to go and do their destiny. If your daughter or your son want to do JAMB, would you go to INEC office to go and do the necessary verification for your son to be included in the next coming JAMB exam? We are going to do that. So this is a continuous exercise from all the organizers that has card that has to do with our data. So this one shouldn't be a crime to INEC. That's number one. Number two, whether you go or not, the information will still be there. The only thing that you may suffer, or any citizen may suffer, is that the information is supposed to be passed to you, because this revalidation will definitely make INEC to do a message. Okay, unit has been moved from one to another. If that verification did not take place, you may not get that much. Because I recall in this local government election that was just finished, some people that got their card were now looking for their polling units.
Okay.
So because this exercise, they did not follow it. They don't even know where their polling unit is.
All right.
When this exercise take place, definitely INEC will pass a message. Okay, something one or two has changed. This is the information for you.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Ojo, the next president.
And just to clarify, this is the first time they are doing this on this scale. They have never done it like this before. Just to clarify, because you said this is not the first time they are doing it. There are some differences between what was done in the past and what they're doing now.
Okay. Thanks for clarifying, Somi. To get the last story out of the way, just get back to your contributions. Mufwang visits Tinubu over Plateau attacks, says attackers' identities unknown. So, Plateau State just very much in the news after the sad incidents on last Sunday. The governor of the state, Caleb Mufwang, on Wednesday visited the president at State House in Abuja to discuss the recent killings in the state. Of course, suspected bandits attacked a popular bar at Angwan Rukuba community in Jos North in Plateau, killing and injuring several residents. At least 28 people were reported dead after the attack. The attack sparked outrage on social media, prompting the state government to impose a 48-hour curfew in Jos North local government area. After the state government relaxed the curfew on Wednesday, hoodlums attacked motorists and commuters, sparking a new wave of panic in parts of Jos. Speaking with State House correspondents after meeting the president, the Plateau governor said the security operatives have brought the situation under control. He also said they discussed with the president the steps that must be taken to address the state's security challenges, describing the attacks in the state as an act of terrorism. The governor noted that the motive of the perpetrators is yet not known. And I'm quoting him here. It says, we imposed a curfew which we relaxed yesterday into this morning. We relaxed this morning from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. Unfortunately, this morning there were some looters who tried to disrupt the peace again. I'm just trying to cut the chase here. So the president, at the time of writing this report, do you know if he's already in Jos at the moment? I think he should be.
No, he's not in Jos yet.
Okay.
He still plans to visit, but he's not there yet.
All right. Because I know there were reports of the president making a visit to Jos. I think he cut short his visit to some other state in the country to make it to Jos. All right, so that's the update. So far, so good. The crux of all of that is to tell you that right now, the state government does not know the identity of the attackers and doesn't know the motive behind the attack. And it's been what now? How many days since the attack now? Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. That's 4 days.
But he's not just speaking about Sunday, he's also speaking about yesterday's attack. So it's a combination of both.
I was talking about fundamentally Sunday. That's the genesis of this fresh crisis.
Well, I mean, if you look at what played out yesterday, some would say that they're not entirely disconnected. So when Mutfwang comes out to say that they've gotten the situation under control, we would expect that it is a case of not just what happened on Sunday, but yesterday as well. Because just like we discussed yesterday, part of the biggest problems we're having, why we keep seeing Jos in this light, is because people who do these wrongs are not caught, are not made to account for their wrongdoing, and there is no justice. So it shouldn't just stop at Sunday, is what I'm saying. Even yesterday's attacks should be taken into consideration. So they should work on identifying across board who was responsible and solving it.
Yeah, the hard incidents and the ones that happened in the communities, I totally agree with you on that. All right, let's get back to your contributions. This is Jay from Gariki reporting from Jabi, says, Somi Gabriel, I would say no outrightly until the 2031 elections is 3 years away. Just to transfer my PVC from Lagos to Abuja took me 3 trips by flight to Lagos at my own expense, plus hotel accommodation. It took 2.5 years to accomplish that such that I couldn't vote, such that I couldn't vote in 2015. To transfer from Jahi to Gariki was taking so much time and stories that I abandoned it. In 2023, I had to spend the night in a friend's house in Jahi to be able to vote. INEC doesn't have the capacity nor willingness to achieve a proper revalidation before 2027. Sadly, the new INEC chair is already acting like INEC is an arm of the ruling party. That's what Jay from Gariki says. Good afternoon. The whole thing about revalidation of voters' card is a ploy to discourage voters. Even the voter registration usually took a lot of days owing to network-related issues. In my opinion, that should wait till after election.
More talk, news, and sports after this.
Easter don't reach again, oh. Rice, chicken, provisions. My pocket, they cry already.
Relax, my friend. Why are you stressing when
This is Nigeria Info.
Nigeria Info.
This is Nigeria Info. This is Nigeria Info.